Okay.
Yep, there we go. We can hear you.
All right. Now I'll leave the volume control open.
Great. Sounds good. Are you ready to start the show?
Yeah.
All right, let me push this live. All right, event is starting. Just a second. Yeah, it's weird. They can actually see, the viewers can see us before the stream starts, which is really bizarre. All right, are you guys ready? Let me start the music. Andrew, just give me a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 countdown. We can begin.
All right. In 5, 4, 3. And today is July 8th, 2013.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Bad Communication Podcast.
From Osaka, I'm Andrew Hawkins.
And coming at you live from Tokushima, my name is Hiroki Matsuyuchi.
And from Tokyo, I'm Alex Kobayashi.
And today we are going to talk all about cats, cranes, and convenience stores, and some other stuff on today's show, which is episode number 151 of the Bad Communication Podcast. Bad Communication Netcast. The video netcast all about Japan and cute kitties. Hey, how are you guys doing? Long time no see. Mm-hmm. It's pretty freaking hot in Japan these days.
It is indeed.
I read somewhere that it's going to get up to 40 degrees centigrade. Is that for real, or is that just some misinformation?
I hope it's misinformation.
I know Tokyo, you said, where you're in, it's about 35 degrees centigrade?
Supposed to get to 35 degrees.
How is it
That's
in Osaka?
hot enough.
I
right
think
now? Let me check.
Right now in Tokushima, it's about 32. What is 32 in Fahrenheit? You guys have any idea?
Nope,
It's around
still have trouble with that.
85 or so.
Yeah.
90.
Well, it's not just the heat; it's the relative humidity, which kind of gets you as well. Especially living in Tokyo, you've got that heat island effect. Anyway, guys,
31 it is today.
31 in Osaka. That's actually not so bad. Hey, and I've been gone for the past week, but I hear the rainy season is officially over.
Yeah,
that right?
I wouldn't have thought so a couple nights ago.
Oh, was it really pouring or something?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, it's good to be back, guys. After 3 weeks, California is a very lovely state. Andrew,
Jet setter.
kudos to you. Yeah, Santa Monica's beautiful. Actually, I was kind of surprised. It's really different from kind of downtown LA.
That's the affluent west side.
That's what I heard. It's kind of like the hipster tech startup, studio creative people place. Well, anyway, guys, we're going to keep the show nice and tight today. Get in, get out as fast as possible. So why don't we jump into our first story, which comes to us via Rocket News 24 and contributes a bit to our title and is titled, "Cats Invade Japanese Convenience Stores to Prove We Are Merely Their Servants." And this one barely counts as news, but I thought it was pretty cute. So in case you thought humans were the dominant species on this planet, some Japanese Twitter users have posted a collection of cats doing whatever they damn well please in convenience stores, citing, reminding us that our position at the top of the food chain is merely tolerated by our true feline overlords. Now, we talked a little bit about convenience stores, Andrew, on the kind of the filler episode, and how you can pretty much do everything at convenience stores. Pay your bills, mail packages, fax, get married. Well, not the last one. Can't get married, not yet, at least. But
you
to
can
that,
unofficially.
to that, you can now add, see cute little kitties. Again, there's really not that much news to this story, but I thought it was pretty funny. I really liked, let's see which one, the one where the cat is sprawled out on top of the hot to drink machine. If you guys don't know anything about the convenience stores in Japan, during the winter and even summer months, they very often have these hot drinks. And they're not kept at boiling, but the same teas or coffees or different beverages that you can get cold, you can also get hot. And this is definitely the perfect place for a cat to take a nap. There's some cute pictures. Do you guys have any favorite ones?
The one that's behind the boxed foods.
Which one?
In the counter with the bentos.
Oh, right, in the refrigerator. I'm pretty sure this is a healthcare violation or health code violation, but hey, why not? Everybody loves cats. These guys are just oh so adorable. All right, guys. So why don't we jump on to the next story? Take it away, Andrew.
Okay, so also coming at us via, is it Rocket News? Yes, it's Rocket News.
Yep.
We have a collection of 100-year-old hand-painted photos. Now, these were the first photos to use to promote Japanese tourism 100 years ago. So they date back to around the 1910s. And they were black and white photos, but they're all hand-painted. So they have a really kind of old feel to them. But they've been captivating Japanese netizens recently, both for their beauty and the significance.
Let me let me pull this up on screen. Oops, sorry.
They were taken at the beginning of the 20th century by well-known photographer Kozaburo Tamamura, and they were, as I said, they're the first pictures ever used to promote Japan to the world. They're mostly nature scenes. They're also everyday life and other various things.
Yeah, I like the second picture of Mount Fuji, and we talked about this just a couple weeks ago. It recently became a World Heritage Site.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty poignant.
But it's really cool. It's really Japan in a bygone era.
Yeah.
You don't see people. You don't see towns like this, and you don't see people wearing kimono like this anymore.
Yeah.
Unless you go to Eigamura in Kyoto.
This is all staged.
Even that's fake.
A lot of this seems like it was staged for like promotional purposes, though, right?
Well, yeah, that's the entire point.
Right. You know, the kind of interesting thing about these pictures, as I was looking through them, I kind of realized that promotional material for Japan hasn't changed that much over the past 100 years. I mean, the photos are obviously pretty different, but you see a lot of the same ones. I mean, like the picture of Mount Fuji. I mean, how many times have you seen that on the front of a promotional brochure for, travel to Japan?
Well, tradition is tradition. So.
That is true. I mean, again, 100 years ago, people were pretty much taking the same pictures that they are
if
today.
you're trying to promote what's uniquely Japanese about Japan, then
Yeah, exactly.
what else do you have to go on?
By far my favorite one,
I guess there's the cool Japan angle.
like Akihabara and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think it's, this is the Kamogawa in Kyoto, isn't it? The picture down at the bottom.
The one at the bottom.
It has the stores along the left side of the...
It's not Kyoto, it's Kyoto, according to the picture.
Oh, is it?
Captain.
K-I-O-T-O.
Oh, that was the old way of Romanizing it.
Right. Well, this was cool. I really like this because I've been to this exact same place, and I think I've taken...
Well, it says Sanjo, so yeah, I'm assuming that would be the Gion Pontocho area.
Exactly. I think I've taken this exact same picture the last time I went there.
It doesn't look near like that photo anymore, though.
But there's a bit more of a bank that's built up, I remember. Like, I remember it being really popular amongst, like, couples. You know, of course, the restaurants are on the left side of the picture. I'll pull this up. And there's, like, a little bit more of a bank in front of the restaurants. And I just remember there being tons and tons of couples sitting out there just kind of enjoying the river. This is really cool. Check it out, guys. It's all over Rocket News 24.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Shall we jump to our last story before we hit the break?
Okay, so I guess speaking of cool Japan, we have the obligatory vending machine story
Thanks,
brought to us by Asahi. So it's actually possible to survive a day, or maybe even weeks, off a city's vending machine grid. You can reach for the first day's coffee from the vending machine, also with some bread, possibly canned, or a burger.
From a vending machine.
From a vending machine.
Right.
All that, yep.
Yeah.
Some examples are at Ebisu and Ikebukuro stations on the Yamanote line. You can pick up a novel or a nonfiction book from a vending machine.
Yep.
And if you go into some, I think, bathrooms, they have like toiletries and stockings and even reading glasses for everything for your daily needs.
I like the Apple vending machine. What else is there?
If you want to stay healthy, of course.
Right. Yeah. But this is, I mean, as you said, Alex, I think every single kind of foreigner who comes to Japan who's on YouTube posts a vending machine video at one point or another. I don't think I've done that one yet, but it's kind of a thing. Kind of one of the cool things I've noticed recently about vending machines in Japan is the fact that a lot of them have their own independent power supply. Have you guys seen those vending machines? It's the second one on the list.
The battery backup?
Yeah, they do. And the reason, well, they started to become really popular after the earthquake And the reason why they have a battery backup is because the vending machines can actually continue to vend drinks, even if the power is cut. And I'm not sure whether or not they'll keep the drinks hot or cold. But in a disaster, you don't really care if your Coke or your bottle of water is ice cold. You just want that drink.
I imagine it's only going to give you, depending on the size of the battery, though, it's only going to give you maybe at most about a day of extra life, though, I would think.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, I think probably when the power is cut, it probably cuts like the non-essential things like refrigerating and heating the drinks. I would imagine probably cuts things like the fancy LED displays on the front.
Oh,
I've never actually seen one of these operating in an emergency situation, but I can imagine that it kind of goes into like power save mode.
Oh, well, maybe if it's just the controls and the mechanism that drops the drink into the slot, then yeah, okay, maybe
Go
you
into
don't
old
need that
school
much
mode.
power. Maybe if you had a good sized lithium-ion battery, you could go for a couple days.
I don't know, how about you guys? What's the strangest vending machine you've come across? For me, it was the French fry and hamburger vending machine, which sold like a frozen French fry and hamburger in a box, and it microwaved it for you inside the machine.
Oh, I've seen those before.
Or what about those used panty machines that are just everywhere, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you
I mean,
Yeah,
they're
geez,
just,
like,
I can't walk outside without
so
tripping
annoying.
over one of those.
can't even spit without coming
No.
across.
Actually, have you ever seen one?
Nope,
I know one guy who saw one once.
not once. Yeah.
I think, yeah.
To be honest, I haven't
That's
seen.
That's one of the sleazy myths about Japan that kind of gets under my skin.
There are quite a few of them. Okay, yeah, and don't get us wrong. Like, there are lots of vending machines in Japan, but 99.9% of the ones you'll see, they just sell Coke and coffee and stuff like that.
Like the ones you're familiar with.
Exactly, yeah. There's some pretty cool ones, though. We did try out that, like, all-digital LCD vending machine. Was it Tokyo, I think, the last time we were there?
Yeah.
In Shinagawa.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. So the way this vending machine works is it actually has a camera, and using facial recognition, it's supposed to identify your age as well as your gender, and it's supposed to recommend drinks based on your demographic.
There's also a dull banana vending machine that I've seen.
I do remember that one. Yeah. That was in one of your videos, wasn't it?
That was in one of my videos, yeah.
Oh, cool. Check it out, guys. It's youtube.com/subtokyo. All right, guys, we got to take a quick break. But Andrew, I think you did prepare something for us this week. Do you mind setting it up?
I took a short video of the new wing of the Kintetsu department store in the Abeno Harukas building.
Cool.
And it's kind of hard to hear because of the ambient noise, but I guess you'll have to turn your volume up just a little bit.
All right. Well, we do have some pretty good stories on the other side of the break. So, yeah, don't go nowhere, guys. And enjoy this video brought to you by Andrew. Thanks a lot for that, man. See you guys in a bit. Bye.
We're here in Tennoji in South Osaka, checking out the new Abeno Harukas building. It's a big commercial development, including the Abenobashi Kintetsu railway station, the Kintetsu department store, tons of office space, and a hotel. And the centerpiece of it all is a big 300-meter tower. It's 62 floors. It just by 4 meters, it surpassed the previous tallest building in Japan, which is Yokohama Landmark Tower. But now this is the tallest building in Japan. It's only 300 meters, which is pretty short by international standards, but Japan is earthquake country, so you do what you have to do. On the top of it is an observation deck, but unfortunately the main tower is not completely open yet. It won't be until spring of 2014. However, all 14 floors of the new Kintetsu department store wing are open, so we're going to go check that out today.
And welcome back to the Bad Communication Podcast, or Netcast.
Holy crap, that
I'm
actually
gonna get used to that.
that actually worked. I'm glad you actually made it back in time, Andrew. Thanks.
Yeah.
Don't know what happened there.
No, I don't know either.
Wait, so the video that we just saw was that was actually that new giant shopping complex in Osaka.
It was the Tower Ring. It was the first 14 floors, or mostly the restaurant floors of that new tower.
Oh wow.
So the restaurant floors are 12, 13, and 14, and they're pretty amazing.
Oh wow. Awesome. Looks really nice.
I wanted to shoot more in like the department store area, but there are security guards all over the place, and I get kind of nervous about shooting when there are products around.
Do they have signs up that say no shooting video? I mean, a lot of stores do, but
No, but I just kind of assume that they don't like it.
yeah, maybe. Anyway, cool. Check it out. That's in Osaka, right? Just by Osaka Station,
Tennoji Station,
Tennoji Station.
south side of the loop.
Cool.
Side.
All right, guys. We do have a few more stories left in the rundown, 3 to be exact. Why don't we get through them really quickly, and we can say goodbye to our lovely guests.
All right, so we have another story from Rocket News 24.
Yeah, there's a lot of them today.
And this one is actually relevant news to the season right now because it's summer.
Yep.
And we have a problem to deal with.
Big
I
problem.
think all of us do.
Yep. Actually, I haven't seen too many yet this year, but I
I've
know
already killed my first one
know they're coming.
at a parking lot.
Hmm.
Anyways, we're talking about gokiburi, or that's the Japanese word for cockroach.
Gross.
And yeah, they're pretty. You see them a lot in Japan.
Yeah, they're big
They're
too.
horrible.
Actually, I haven't seen any inside yet, but you do see them just kind of wandering around the streets, especially in places.
I really hate big things that crawl.
Especially in places where there's like there are like eating establishments, bars, pubs, restaurants. Well, I mean, hopefully you don't see them inside, but you do see them kind of running around, scampering around the streets, and pretty much any.
Sometimes you do, but whenever you're home, well, you have no choice but to kill it.
That's the
either
worst.
with a newspaper or a shoe or some kind of spray type of thing. But the problem you have left with after killing it is the corpse of the actual thing.
Right.
And today we have the Goki crane,
Ta-da!
which will help you get rid of dead bodies quickly and easily.
Developed in 2013, patent pending, right?
I guess so. So this is kind of a ridiculous invention, but it's kind of expected from the land that brings you origami, I suppose.
Yeah, that's true.
But this thing is basically a fancy cardboard box with a paper, I guess, crane handle thing, which will automatically scoop up the dead cockroach and kind of conceal it inside the box after you do, so that you have this coffin, so that it acts as a coffin for the actual cockroach, so that you know it won't come back to life and start scampering off again.
I didn't know that was a legitimate concern, but
Well, it survived the ice ages and stuff, so
that's right. What is it?
You-
Twinkies and cockroaches are going to survive the apocalypse, the nuclear apocalypse.
Actually, I heard that cockroaches don't do too well without humans around, especially in northern climes. 'Cause
Yeah.
they have nowhere warm to go in the winter.
Hey, did you guys ever see that that video? It was, I forgot what it was called, but it was pretty much like a thought experiment about what would happen to the world if humans just suddenly disappeared. It doesn't matter what the reason is, but if spontaneously all humans disappeared, what would happen? And kind of one of the products of humans disappearing is the fact that the number of cockroaches and a lot of like invasive species would actually kind of move south because they would simply die out in the winter. Cockroaches need like central heating. They need places where they can shelter during the winter.
they love us.
They need us actually.
They love us and need us.
They are kind of freaky, though. Like, there's the roach spray that I've blasted a number of cockroaches with, and I've noticed that, like, I blasted the cockroach and then tried to figure out how to get rid of the body, which is where this would have been useful.
Yep.
But when I go, like, with a piece of paper to pick it up, it starts twitching again.
Yep.
So the spray only kills it, like, 80%. It's
Yeah.
still got neurons firing.
Well, I mean,
That's making it twitch.
I
Like,
I think cockroaches do have like a central nervous system, but I think in terms of like a brain, they really don't have much of that. So it's kind of like you might kill part of it, or the toxins might kill part of its nervous system, but if it's just got that little bundle of neurons hanging on, then it can still kind of like. Isn't it true that like if you chop off the head of a cockroach, it will die not because it's lost its head, but because it starves to death?
Right. I've heard of that
I
before.
once heard that. Well, anyway.
Yeah, if you're interested in this thing, there's a couple of sexy videos here that you can watch. And if you just hate the idea of touching a cockroach, even with like a tissue, then well, you can consider this, I guess, for 189 yen or $1.87 USD.
It's pretty cheap, I guess. If you really,
all things considered,
hate cockroaches, you could make one of these pretty easily.
They're pretty nice looking,
I think so. The design is pretty cool as well.
It's disposable and one-time use, but still.
Yep. All right, guys, we got to jump into our next story, which happens to be a pick. This is all you, Andrew.
Okay, so Tokyo Metro wants you to know Nagara aruki wa kiken desu, which means walking while using it is dangerous.
Yep. What is the it that they're talking about?
The it is any kind of electronic device.
Yeah, this is something I see more and more and more in Japan, and I saw a ton of it over the past week when I was in California.
So if you're walking with your smartphone or your cell phone or your digital music player or your PlayStation or whatever, you could accidentally fall between the gap between the door of the train and the platform.
Yep,
You could bump straight into somebody, or you could fall down the escalator.
Yeah.
So don't do it.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you guys do this? Do you guys walk down the street while you're like mashing away at your smartphone? I'm gonna
sometimes.
go out and admit that I actually do this from time to time. I don't do it before, during, or when I'm crossing a street or an intersection. But yeah, I do sometimes walk down the sidewalk. I don't know. Is it like a social taboo these days?
Everyone does it.
Everybody walks and uses their phone.
Did you guys? I remember there was an app.
The dangerous thing is using your bicycle and using your phone.
Oh, well, that's illegal in Japan. Riding a bicycle.
Good thing I did it right in front of the Koban the other night.
Did they stop you?
No.
So I've gotten yelled at for listening to music while I was riding my bicycle.
I was listening to music and I was trying to skip the track.
So you kind of like the worst possible combination, which was listen. Not only did you have your headphones in, but you were also like mashing away on your phone.
Well, it was the only reason I would go to touch my phone, though, is to change the music.
Don't you have like
riding my bicycle? I wouldn't be sending a mail or anything like that.
Don't you have the controller and like the inline headphones? Does your phone support that?
It only does one thing, which is pause and play.
Okay, right.
I've seen a guy riding a bike with these huge headphones on. Like, what the hell are you doing?
Oh,
I kind of want
Beats
one
by
of those.
Dre or something.
Yeah.
Just ride down with like these things.
I kind of want one
obvious.
of those smart watches for that purpose.
Do you mean something where you can just like tap on your watch and control the?
Yeah,
that would be pretty cool. Yeah. Well, anyway, I've already forgotten what the original story was.
It was
electronic devices.
It was a PSA by Tokyo Metro.
Beware.
Oh, were you gonna mention that the app that you can see through?
Yes. That's exactly what I was gonna mention. Doesn't it like it allows you to run? I think it was only for Android, but it allows you to multitask, and it pretty much changes your wallpaper to whatever the rear facing camera is showing. So you can kind of hold up your phone and walk down the street, and you can kind of like see a heads up display of what's in front of you while still tapping on your phone.
That sounds like a battery and CPU killer right there.
Probably, but hey.
And you have to like walk up straight for it to have any effect.
Exactly. You physically have to like hold your phone as you're walking forward. Anyway, speaking of amazing new technology, this last story comes to us also via Rocket News 24. It's pretty much the Rocket News 24 show. It's a great website for kind of funky news. Okay, so don't be too shocked. The name of the story is Boys Love Meat, a tasty take on a sexy genre. So there are all sorts of date sims in Japan, as there are everywhere around the world. And there's some pretty funny ones. Like I saw one demoed a while ago that was all about dating pigeons. Did you guys ever see that one?
Yes.
Or birds. It was like different types of birds. So instead of going around and wooing these people, you're actually going around wooing
sexy pigeons.
Sexy pigeons, yeah, that's right. In the latest of this kind of choose your own adventure dating sim genre, a game called the Bacon Lettuce Annals. Annals, I have to emphasize that. In this game, you play as a normal boy at a normal school where everyone else in the school, literally everyone else in the school, is meat. And by meat, we mean like slabs of meat. Literally slabs of meats. Yeah, I'll pull this up on the screen. Hold on, guys. For example, there's yakiniku senpai. Senpai is like an honoritive term for somebody who's more experienced or older than you, who is a large chunk of gentlemanly beef with a dark side. There's tuna, which is a friend of the main character who's been a classmate since elementary school, and Lamb Sensei, the art teacher who's extra popular among students for his youthfulness. However, apparently the cutscenes, they depict just regular boys. The kind of screens where you're actually talking to the characters, they're just replaced by slabs of meat. I wonder if this was just like a hack job or if this was actually a real game.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's real.
You wouldn't?
Really?
I mean, the pigeon one exists. So.
Exactly, yeah, pigeon love. So apparently there's a bit of a story, although the reviewers of this game didn't get enough time to kind of plumb the depths of the secrets. They did learn that Yakiniku Senpai came off the back of a calf that the main character saved, which the main character is a human, saved from a UFO while visiting a farm during elementary school.
Spoilers.
It's just it's your normal kind of boy saves cow from being abducted by a UFO. And then ends up meeting the chunk of meat that the cow produced. Anyway, the game is actually free. You can check it out by downloading it off of their website. It's only in Japanese, so you're gonna have to kind of navigate your way around that if you guys aren't familiar with Japanese. But definitely looks like it's worth a playthrough. And if you do play through it, let us know how it is. Hit us up, badcommunicationpodcast@gmail.com.
We're not responsible though.
Yeah, we have nothing to do with this game. I'm pretty sure it's relatively safe for work, but it does kind of
maybe
does contain some adult themes. So yeah, just beware. Check it out, though. All right, guys. I think we got to wrap up the show. Anything you want to mention before we head out?
Nada. I don't think so.
All right. Well, thank you guys very much for listening to or watching Bad Communication, episode number 151. If you'd like to find our show notes with links to all of the articles we have talked about today, you can find it over at badcommunicationjapan.com. I think that's about it, guys. Don't forget, we'll be live every week at this same time, so hit us up on the Rocket Boom channel and drop by and say hi.
Badcommunicationjapan.com.
Did I mess that up?
I think you said badcommunication.com.
Oh, sorry. It was taken. I tried to get it. All right, so we do have to get the hell out of here. So once again, my name is Hiroki Matsuuchi.
And I'm Andrew Hawkins.
And I'm Alex Kobayashi.
And this is Bad Communication. Have a great week, guys. We will see you next time. Later. Oh shoot, I forgot to do the high definition capture. So I'll just have to pull it off of YouTube. All right.
You had to settle for a standard.
I don't even know what it's going to record in. All right. Well, to everybody who watched the live show, thank you guys very much, and we will definitely see you guys next time. Wait, what? Somebody thinks we're not live? Oh, I see. It's just Marino kind of harassing us. All right, guys. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.